Improving your Zoom image. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. This is the third part of a three-part series I've made on how to improve your Zoom image. Now, in the first part, we looked at camera angle and lighting. Lighting is so important. And in the second part, we looked at using cameras around your house, such as a DSLR, digital single lens reflex. And today, we're going to look at using your smartphone. Yes, your smartphone as a camera, as a webcam. Just like I have up here on our screen, you'll see, of course, I have a couple of webcams. I have my Logitech 920, my Elgato face cam, and I also have my smartphone. So using your smartphone is free. You actually have extra smartphones around the house because if you bought a new phone. If you've bought a new phone lately, then you've probably got an extra smartphone around the house, and you should use it because it will be the best camera that you have. It's free. I'm going to show you how to set it up today, and it's going to improve your image like crazy. So let's give it a try and see how to do it. Now, as you probably understand, your smartphone has two cameras. It has, of course, a forward-facing camera, which you use to take pictures, and a rear-facing camera, which you use for Zoom meetings and social media. So you're going to say, well, Ron, how does that work if I'm taking a picture like this and I'm looking out towards the back? That's where the best camera is. Oftentimes you have maybe a 20 megapixel camera on the back of the phone. On the front, it's 2 megapixel, and it's meant for a low resolution because you're just going to be in a Zoom meeting. I'm going to tell you, you can use that and it will give you just as good a picture. And one of the advantages is, of course, when you set your camera up, and I'll show you this later, when you set your camera up like this, then you're able to use the zoom controls and all the controls on the camera as it's facing towards you. If you try to turn the camera around this way, you won't have any controls and it's going to be a little more difficult. So let's do it the simple way. It'll give you a great picture and you should give it a try. Let's see how this is done. All right, let's look at how we're going to connect this camera to our computer. The first thing is we're going to need the power cord that came with it. Let's look over here at my computer. What I have set up here is this is the power cord that came with it. This is a Type-C adapter and it plugs into my computer. Actually, it is a Type-C connection. But this is the power cord that came with my camera, and you'll have one too. It may be a Type-A USB connection, but there will be a connection here that you can plug into your computer. All you need to do is take your camera and plug it in here, and now of course you have power to your camera, and that's how we're going to link your camera to your computer. And we're going to use some free software to do that. It works real well. Now, the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to somehow get this camera mounted in front of the computer. Now remember I said I want you to put it so that the face of the camera is pointing towards you. We're going to use the rear camera, not the forward camera, because then we're going to be able to control things as it sits above our computer. We can zoom in and zoom out. So now, how are we going to mount that? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. You could take a tripod, but how are you going to connect that? Well, there is a little adapter that you can purchase, and this is a little adapter like this that just clips your camera into, and this has a standard tripod mount. So when I click this in, we can just click the camera in like this, and then this is a clip and I can mount it onto my computer. Or if you have one of these little devices, these can just sit on top of the screen, or you can certainly set up a tripod mount behind. But the goal is that you want to get this camera, or your phone now that we're using as a webcam, you want to get it sort of sitting right either behind or just above your monitor. And this is, as I said, easy to do, but the secret sauce is really this little bracket that you can get. These are real cheap. You can buy them on Amazon, and they just go into a standard tripod mount. So now we've got our camera connected. We've got it hooked up to our computer. we need some software. So let's look at the software now. There is some choice when choosing webcam software for your smartphone, but by far the most popular one is Iriun. It's free, it's been around for many years, and there are lots of YouTube videos on how to use it. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to tell you how to install it. All right, let's see how to install the Iriun application on our smartphone. Here I am. We're going to go to the Android Play Store, and I'm going to type Iriun in here, and we'll come up with the app. And you'll see it at the top, and it's called Iriun 4K Webcam for PC and Mac. It's free. We click the install, and it installs quickly, and there we go. We are going to go through the various menus here. Nothing really here. It says you have to install the PC software as well, which we'll do in a second. Allows your webcam to take and record video. We'll allow that by clicking it. And record audio, click that. Waiting for the connection, but of course we don't have our camera set up yet. So it's we'll move to the next menu, and here we are back, and of course the software now is installed on our smartphone. So we now have to download the software for our Windows machine. Now you can download this for Windows, Mac, or Linux, Ubuntu. So let's have a look how to do this. So first we go to their website, and now we're going to click on Webcam for Windows. It's going to open up, and we can decide where we want to put the install file. It really doesn't matter, whatever you decide. We'll download it, and then we're going to install it. Now remember, this software can be used for Windows, Mac, or Ubuntu, which of course is Linux. Here we go. It's also found in the Google Play Store and the App Store. All right, now we're going through, and we're going to go all down through this selection of the usual terms here of service, license agreement, and you agree to everything. And the number of cameras at the bottom I selected. I'm only going to be using this with one camera, so we leave that at 1 and click install. Now, I'm not going to install this because, of course, it's already installed on my PC, so we're not going to do that. And we'll come back now, and I'll show you how to hook the camera up. All right, the first thing that we'll have to do is connect our phone to the PC. And you'll see I'm taking my power cord now, and I'm connecting it to my phone, and this will allow the computer to talk to the phone. So now the next, I'm going to find the Iriun app, which you'll see as I'm coming down now. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Let's click on the Iriun app. And now it's saying it's waiting for the connection, and there I am. That's how simple it is. It automatically finds the software on your PC. You don't actually have to open and run it. It finds it. It's just that simple. Now I have my smartphone set up as a webcam. In your Zoom meeting, as soon as you select the Iriun webcam as your default camera, you will see the webcam, your phone, on the screen. And as you see now, I'm holding the my phone up, and you'll see my image on the screen. That is so cool. Now you'll just have to mount your camera, usually as we discussed before, but now you can see that I can zoom in and I can zoom out just by using the usual camera gestures on your phone. And it works great. The color's good. Everything works really well. The amazing thing is when I unplug this to turn it off, the camera still stayed connected. So it found the settings through the Wi-Fi. That's amazing. So now the camera doesn't even need to be plugged in to be able to broadcast to the Zoom. Looking better in Zoom. Hopefully this 3-part series has helped you. Remember part 1, we talked about lighting and camera angle. In part 2, we talked about using better cameras that you have sitting around the house. Maybe you have a DSLR, a digital single lens reflex. And in part 3 today, we talked about using your smartphone as a webcam. This will give you such an incredible picture. You should try it. It's free and you probably have an extra smartphone laying around your house. If you like the series, we'd sure appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. I'll put the links to all 3 series down below. So until we see you again, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior.